Games Workshop have released some details about the ideas behind the Darkoath and their background, so let's take a little look at what they've put. We have a Warhammer Community article giving some background on the Darkoath, which is a faction that is part of the Slaves of Darkness. Appearing as a kind of barbarian horde, these are nuanced now that we have some background behind them, and it's quite a nice bit of background, I think, that differentiates them not just as the models do, but in the background as well. So according to Games Workshop's background lore, what the Darkoath are, they're taking, in my opinion, from the kind of Native Americans and tribes of Africa. So they don't see the Chaos powers as the Chaos powers, they are seeing them as deities, various deities like wise ancient owls and things like that, which they beseech and sacrifice to in order to gain strength, power, or various other gifts. In fact, it is mentioned that the Darkoath are barely aware of the Chaos powers as the Chaos powers, but they know that the Everchosen and the other Slaves of Darkness worship some pantheon of gods. However, they do not worship these ones. They simply beseech their guardian spirits for aid when they need it. The Darkoath look down on other people who worship just a single god or single deity, including Sigmar and his followers. And that is one of the reasons that they really hate Sigmar and the cities of Sigmar and the Stormcast Eternals. It's to do with the fact that they see themselves above Sigmar's kind, whereas Sigmar's followers see themselves as above this kind of barbarian, backward, tribe-based nation or group of people. This has created animosity between the two, and this is where the real hatred by the Darkoath towards the forces of Sigmar comes. The Darkoath have made it through all the various ages of chaos and all of the destruction that has come before now, with their rituals and society surviving no matter what. They see Sigmar as having abandoned his people, whereas their gods, their deities even, have never abandoned them, they have always been with them. This play on the idea, Games Workshop is able to pull on a rich history of tribes and people from the past that have this kind of commune, usually with nature, which seems to be what they're doing here. As to why they are working with the Everchosen and the other Slaves of Darkness, is quite a sad bit of a story really, in the fact that the Darkoath have to bend the knee to the Everchosen or risk being wiped out. In many ways it's a shame that this background didn't come out when the models were first displayed, or much closer to when they were first displayed, because for most of us we just saw the Darkoath as another Slaves of Darkness faction. You get to choose between a mindless barbarian horde and armoured warriors. Now that we have this background, we can see that there's much more nuance, much more interest behind the Darkoath, and it's really brought me round to liking them a lot more. I'm very tempted now. I'm still not 100% sure about the models. I think they're great models. I did a video about that. You can check that out on the channel if you want. But I'm not sure I want to be painting that much flesh, that much human skin, but then I do it with my orcs, so it might be a nice challenge. This idea of this tribe that communes with their deities, sacrifices their most beloved family members and people that they care about in order to get gifts, in order to get powers, and the wildebeest watching over those who have sacrificed the most, to make sure that the tribe continues in its traditions. This can only be a good thing in my opinion, and I love it. I love the background, I think it's brilliant. So maybe a Darkoath army is on the cards for me, who knows, we'll see when 4th edition comes out. I'm not going to pick up the box set when it first drops, but you guys might want to, especially after reading and hearing about this background. But what do you guys think? Do you love the new Darkoath nuance and ideas behind the faction? Or are they still just mindless barbarians, brutes in your mind? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all very soon.